Hello learners, welcome to this video lesson. Today we are going to discuss another topic from your course. You know your course code is BESC 131 and course title is Education, Concept, Nature and Perspectives. From this course, today we are going to discuss the topic. Title of this topic is Agencies of Socialization. Particularly, we will be discussing family as an agency of socialization, school as an agency of socialization, community as an agency of socialization, then further media and peer group are the agencies of socialization. Before starting our discussion, let me to introduce myself. I, Dr. Niradhar De, Associate Professor, School of Education, Indira Gandhi National Open University, welcome you all to this video lesson. Friends, you know that presently we are in the 10th module of your course. Title of this module is Education and Socialization. In this module, three important lessons are there. First is Education as a process of socialization. Second lesson is Agencies of Socialization, that is family, school, community, media and peer group. And third lesson is Factors influencing socialization of the children. We have already discussed in our earlier session, that is education as a process of socialization, and today in this session we are going to discuss about agencies of socialization, that is family, school, community, media and peer group, and in our next session we will be discussing another lesson, that is factors influencing socialization of the children. Now let us focus upon agencies of socialization. Before starting our discussion, let me to focus upon some of the learning outcomes, and I am very much hopeful that after watching this video lesson and after going through the content which is given in your self-learning material, particularly in the 10th module of your course, you will be able to list different agencies that act for the socialization of the children, and further you will be able to analyze the role of family, school, community, media and peer group as agencies in socialization of the children. Now let us proceed further to understand about that what are the different agencies that act for the socialization of the children. Friends, as you know, we are living in a society, we are living in a community, and in this society the other social subsystems are just like we can say that family. Family is a small unit of the society, or family is also called as a miniature of the society. Okay, so that is why family acts as one of the very important agency for the socialization of the children, because from the very beginning you will find that the newborn infant, he or she gets you can say proper care, proper nourishment from the family, and at the later period of time you will find that the family members, they also teaches the young one, teaches the infant, teaches the you can say children at the early childhood stage about manner, about education, about good habits. So that is why, and we can say that when they come contact with the parents, with the family members, with the siblings, they become a socialized being, because at the very beginning a newborn child, he or she borns with certain you can say animal tendencies. It is education, it is the process of socialization, it is the involvement of the family member to groom the child, to nourish the child and to educate the child, so that the animal tendencies will change to human tendencies. So that is called as the process of socialization. So that is why we can say that family is one of the agency for the socialization of the children. Then further the other social subsystem, or you can say the miniature of the society, that is called as the school. School is called as a subsystem of the society. In school also when the child enter in formal schooling, okay, in formal education, they come contact with the students, they come contact with their friends, with their peer groups, and they come contact with the teacher, and they involve themselves in many peer and group activities. Then automatically they become a socialized being, they become a social being. Okay, so that's why here we can also say that school is also another agency for socialization of the child. Then community at a large, society at a large also acts as an agency for bringing or for making the child you can say a social being. Further, we can take another example of another agency just like peer group and media. So friends, nowadays you will find that how media is playing a very important role so far as molding personality of the child and for sharing the child and for nurturing the child and for communicating the child. So that's why media is also another important agency that act for socialization of the child. Then at the same time, peer group. Peer group, that means the friend to whom the child regularly come contact with. Okay, it may be in the family, it may be in the school, it may be in the society and community, it may be in the playground, it may be in the clubhouse. So many a time you will find that the child, they act and they interact in a group, interact with their peers. So that's why we can say that peer group is also another agency that act for the socialization of the child. So these are the certain agencies: family, school, community, peer group and media. Further, particularly if I will focus upon the role of family as an agency for socialization, we can say that family nurtures the child for their all-round development. It is the family that they provide proper care to the child and they bring all-round development within the child. It may be social development, it may be their mental development, it may be their physical development, their emotional development, okay, and development in their attitude, development in their aptitude and development in their creativity. So that's why you might have observed and you might have experienced that in the family, the grooming of the family, the development of the grooming of the child, the development of the child, that starts from the very beginning at the family as an agency of socialization. So they come contact with the family and they develop, they construct good habit, what they should do and what they shouldn't do, what is the socially desirable behavior and what are the different things which is not socially accepted. So it is the family, it is the member of the family, they provide such experiences, such knowledge and such input to the child so that it happens for all-round development within the child. So that's why this is the role of the family, that family nurtures the child and help them for their holistic development, for their inclusive development, for their all-round development. Further, we can say that children learn pattern of behavior from the family. Pattern of behavior, I was just talking earlier, that what is the socially desirable behavior, what is the pattern of behavior, what we should do when we speak something, when we interact with someone, that what we should speak and what we shouldn't speak, and how to react ourselves in a situation, how the situation demands and how we use the language, how we communicate other, and at the same time how we behave to the junior and at the same time how we behave to the senior. And at the same time you can also say that pattern of behavior in family is somehow different in pattern of behavior in school. In family you will find that mostly our pattern of behavior is a type of informal relation or informal interaction. But you will find that in the school the pattern of behavior is mostly formal in nature. Okay, so when you are talking with a teacher and when you are talking with your parents, with your grandparents, you will find that the pattern of behavior is something different. So that's why here there is a role of the family, that it develops or it teaches the learner about adopting a proper pattern of behavior at a different situation. And further, another role of family, that is family is a part and miniature of the society. I have already said that the rules and regulations, the culture, the tradition, the practices that we follow in the society, that we do in the society, that are also being reflected in our family. Though family is a very small unit, in a family there may be few members, it may be 4, it may be 5 or 6 members, still then we can say that a sense of a spirit of group living, it starts from the very beginning of the family. Okay, so that's why this is a miniature of the society, a small form of the society, and all the norms, all the rules, all the regulations, the culture, the tradition that are being practiced in the family. And further, when the child grown up, when they enter in the larger society, when they enter in the larger community, they practice the values, they practice you can say the spirit of group living that they acquired from the family, they further practice it in the society and in the community. Further, children learns love, cooperation, empathy, tolerance from the family. So these are the values that family really teaches us, teaches to the infant, teaches to the you can say young child, that how to live with proper cooperation, how to help other, and how to live with a bonding of love and affection, and how to develop the spirit of empathy, how to realize, how to feel other one's trouble, and at the same time how to help others also. Then tolerance. So how to develop the spirit of tolerance, you can say the virtue, or you can say the value of tolerance. So these are the certain things that family plays as a role, as an agency for the socialization of the child. Further, we can say family transmits the cultural tradition to the young generation. Okay, so you will find that I have already discussed in my earlier lesson that it is our responsibility, first of all, to understand our culture, then to preserve our culture for the next generation, and further to transmit the culture from one generation to other generation, and at the same time to develop the culture also. Okay, you will find that in our culture many things, if you will go through, or if you will remember your childhood days, you will find that the culture at that time in your childhood days, the practices that the community member, the society members were doing at that time, and what they are doing today at this time is something different. Okay, so that's why this is because of development of the culture. Okay, so here this is the role of the family, that it helps the children, it helps the child for transmit the cultural tradition to the young generation. And further, family provides social identity and recognition to the children. So try to realize who provide you, who give you a type of identity, that you have an identity to live in the society. Okay, so what who has given you the recognition? You will find that this is your family. When you become a member of the family, a newborn child automatically become a member of the family, and automatically become a member of the immediate community or the society. So that's why it is the family, it is the role of the family, that family provides social identity and recognition to the children, because the child is attached with the family, a child is attached with the parents, with the grandparents, with the family members, with the siblings. Okay, so automatically they get a type of recognition to live in the society. Okay, and further, family provides security to the children. Okay, I have already said that when the child, a newborn child, he or she born with certain animal tendencies, and if they will not get proper security, if they will not get proper nourishment, and if you will not get proper advice, proper education, or if they will not get scope for forming good habits, then they will never you can say develop you can say the attitude and never develop themselves as a human being, okay, a human child, or they will never develop human tendencies. So that's why this is the family. It provides security to the children and it transmits from animal tendencies to human tendencies. Further, family provides education to the children. I have already said that family helps the child for developing good habits. Then family helps to develop good habits among the children. Family helps to develop language and communication skill among the children. So the first school for the children is the family. Okay, they learn language, they learn how to communicate, how to interact with the people, and how to express themselves, and how to understand others' communication. And further, when they enter in the formal system of schooling in the school, they also learn language and communication skill in a very large scale. But really, this education, this experience, this observation starts from the very beginning of the family. So these are the certain role of family as an agency for bringing socialization among the children. And further, now let us focus upon role of school as an agency for socialization. Okay, I have already said that school is also called as a miniature of the society, and school is also called as a subsystem of the society, because school also practices group living, school also practices the rules, regulation, the norm of the society, the value of the society, okay, the culture of the society, the diversity of the society. Accordingly, school curriculum are designed, accordingly teaching learning process are designed, accordingly you can say different activities, demonstration are designed, then accordingly teacher involve the learner, teacher involve the students in different peer and group activities. So that's why we can say that school is an active agency for bringing or to make socialize the child. I have already said that school is called as a miniature of the society, school is also a subsystem of the society, school engages students in scholastic as well as co-scholastic activities or co-scholastic abilities. So what the school does? School involve the children for their mental development, which is scholastic in nature, for the development of their creativity, and school also provide the children to act as per their aptitude, as per their creativity. Okay, so they involve themselves for a type of innovative work as per their creativity, their intellect and aptitude. And here school also involve the child in different type of co-scholastic activities that we called as the co-curricular activities, just like it may be games and sports, it may be different cultural activities, different literal activities, in study tour, site visit. Okay, so such type of things the school take the responsibility. So that's why school actively engage the students in different types of activities. It may be scholastic or it may be co-scholastic, and further school engages students in intellectual abilities. I have already said that how school engage the students in different types of computation skills, for acquiring computation skills, for acquiring language skills, for acquiring other skills also. Then school teaches students for desirable way of behavior. Okay, family teaches the children about forming good habits, good behavior. At the same time, school also acts for the children and helps the children for developing good behavior. Further, if I will focus upon other aspect about school, about role of school as an agency of education, we can say that if I will focus upon school, I can say that at different stages of schooling, children they become socialized. Okay, they come contact with different types of you can say socialized process. Just like at the pre-primary stage, you will find that school develops manners and values among the students. What is the right manner, what is the socially desirable manner, and what is the socially desirable values. Okay, it may be empathy, it may be cooperation, it may be mutual living, it may be group living. So, such type of things children or the students learn from the school, and that starts from the very beginning of the school life, that is at the pre-primary stage of school life. Then school also provide training to be independent. Okay, so this is the formal system of school, that school helps the children, helps the students to live independently. Okay, because you see in a day 24 hours, you can say that 1/4 of the time, or 6 to 7 hours they live in the school. Okay, they come contact with their peer, with their group, and they act independently in the school. So, that is why school also provide training, provide education, and develop a type of sense and right attitude for living independently. Then at the elementary stage, school develops proper work habits among the children. Then school also develops intellect and attitude, creativity of the children. Okay, develops intellect by incorporating or by practicing this subject based knowledge. Okay, the content which is included in different subjects, it may be mathematics, it may be science, it may be social science, and it may be different language subjects. So, that is why school helps the children, school develops among the children about intellectual development and development of right attitude and right habits. At the higher secondary stage, here you see school helps the children for achievement in scholastic and co-scholastic abilities. School involve the children in varieties of scholastic activities, at the same time co-scholastic activities. Then acquisition of skills and competencies is also another part at the higher secondary stage that school helps the children for to develop it. Further, now let us focus upon how community act, or what is the role of community as an agency for the process of socialization of the child. So, first of all, let me to focus upon the important work of the community. Community involves the person or the society or the community member. They involve the child in different types of production related work. You will find that in the society, in the community, people they or the household, they engage themselves in different types of job, in different types of profession. Okay, and they involve themselves in different types of world of work. So, that is why production is one of the important work of the community, and further consumption. So, who consume it? So, product community produce and community is also consume. Just like you can take the example of agriculture, the community member, the social members, they involve themselves for agriculture, they produce certain grain, and further who consume that grain? The same community is also consume that grain. So, that is why consumption is also another function of the community. Then socialization. So, when the you can say children involved in such type of family related activities, such type of community related activities, just like in production, in consumption, they become socialized. They understand, you can say, a social living, and they develop a right attitude to make them socialized, and further social control. Okay, so community also control the society, bring certain control in the society. Okay, so many things that happens in the society that may be not in a very right way, that may not, you can say that that is happening in a socially desirable way. So, that is why who control the society? The community control the society. Then social participation. In the society, you will find that the community member, they live together, they you can say observe different social festivals, different community activities together. Okay, it may be certain fair, it may be certain festival. So, that is why there is always a continuous social participation is there in the community, and ultimately when the individual, when the person involved in such social participation, they become or they develop a sense of socialization. Okay, so they become a socialized person. Then further in the society, it is also or in the community is also another function that's called as mutual support. So here every individual they help each other, okay, mutually they grow, mutually they understand, mutually they live, mutually they help each other for their own development. Further, if I focus upon more points, that is role of community as an agency for socialization, we can say that community teaches, you can say, group living. Then community provides recognition and security to the children for their living. I have already said that family provides recognition, identity recognition and security to the child, and at the same time society also provides identity to the child, recognition to the child and security to the child. You are easily accepted by the society because your society they recognize your family, and at the same time they recognize the members of the family and they also recognize you. Then further, community helps to develop abilities as per one's creativity. Community also helps the child to make them acquire certain skills and competencies, to develop certain abilities as per their own aptitude and as per their own willingness, interest and creativity. Okay, so it is the community that help the child to work as per their own creativity and to create certain new things. Further, community nurtures and supports to grow naturally. Okay, so every child is having certain potential abilities and they want to grow, they want to develop naturally. So here community helps the child for grooming of the child naturally. Further teachers to practice, community teaches to practice socially desirable values. It is the duty of the family, it is also the duty of the community, as well as it is also the duty of the school. Further, role of media as an agency for socialization. Friends, media, that means we call as the mass media. Okay, it may be television, it may be radio, it may be nowadays social media, okay, it may be electronics media, it may be print or electronics media. Under print media you can say newspaper, journal, magazine. Under electronic media you can say TV, television, radio, then at the same time different social media. So all these media that help the child for their proper socialization, for their proper grooming. We have experienced that now, how the media helping the entire world to reach from one end to other end by using certain gadget, okay, by using certain application. In the last 2 years of corona crisis that we have experienced, okay, so how we are using social media, it may be Facebook, it may be YouTube, it may be Twitter, and how these social media platforms that helps us to teach the learners, to reach at the learners at their doorstep. So that's why this is also the role of the media as an agency for socialization. Mass media provides information and knowledge. It acquaints the children with national and global development. So what development is going on globally? Further, it makes the children socially aware, it makes the children politically aware, it also makes the children educationally aware. It provides education to the child, it provides, it makes the child understand about the political development happening across the globe, and it also acquaints the child about social development happening in different society, in different countries. Further, now let us focus upon social media for socialization. I have already explained it, that how social media helps us to reach at the students. It may be related to education, it may be related to marketing, it may be related to other aspect of our life is concerned. So social media helps us to be connected, to share ourselves, to educate ourselves, to inspire ourselves to do certain things, to collaborate ourselves, and at the same time to valuing ourselves, that how to appreciate the things which is happening. Okay, so that's why nowadays widely we are taking the help of social media for educating ourselves, and also it helps for socializing ourselves also. So that's why the name of these medias are called as the social media, because ultimately it helps for the process of socializing the child. And finally, let me to explain about the role of peer group as an agency for socialization. Peer group means the friend circle to whom regularly, continuously we are coming in contact with. We are interacting with them, we are playing with them, we are trying to understand each other, and all our discourses, that is, it may be in the school, it may be in the family, it may be in the community, it may be in the society, that goes with the peer groups, with the friend circle. Okay, so that's why peer groups helps us sharing and experiencing, that is the part of socialization. And it also helps us acquiring interpersonal skills and interpersonal relations. It also helps for appreciating each other's effort. Okay, so how to appreciate others when the others are doing a good work, and our every effort is to learn certain things, to imitate and learn the good work which is developed, which is done by others, and for the acceptance and cooperation for mutual growth. Okay, so how to accept and how to cooperate each other for each other's development, for the mutual growth and further adjustment and confidence in living. So how to adjust in new situation, how to develop confidence to react in new situation, also we learn it from the peer group. So that's why this is the role of peer group that helps us as an agency for developing socialization, for achieving socialization. Friends, now let us recapitulate that today we discussed the process of socialization, and we also discussed different agencies of socialization. Okay, just like home, school, community, media and peer group. After going through this lesson, I am very much hopeful that you will be able to answer these practice questions, just like what are the different agencies contribute for the socialization of the children, discuss role of home as an agency for socialization, discuss school as an agency for socialization, discuss community as an agency for socialization, discuss media as an agency for socialization, discuss peer group as an agency for socialization, and further critically analyze home, school, community, media and peer group as agencies for socialization. In our next lesson, we will discuss another topic. Thank you.